On May 5th, 2025, the Department of Education is resuming collection activities against people with defaulted student loans. But you're not going to wake up on May.
Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to talk about something that is not getting enough attention. The government is taking people's paycheck to pay off their student loans. Yes, we're talking about wages garnishment, where the government doesn't wait for you to pay, but go straight to your employer and take a chunk of your hard-earned money before it even hits your account. So I'll put the videos together so that you watch what is happening. I'll be back to share my truths.
On May 5th, 2025, the Department of Education is resuming collection activities against people with defaulted student loans. But you're not going to wake up on May 5th to a wage garnishment because that's not how it works. Here's what to expect if you're in default. And remember, if you're in forbearance, that's not default. If you're in deferment, that's not default. If you're in an IDR plan with a $0 payment, that's not default. And if you're past due by less than 270 days, that's not default. If you're getting letters from a collection agency or directly from the U.S. Department of Education instead of your regular servicer, chances are you're in default. When borrowers default on federal student loans, the government can administratively garnish up to 15% of your disposable income without a court order. That's called administrative wage garnishment, or AWG. And AWG for federal student loans is governed by federal regulations. There's a process that the government is legally required to follow. Before garnishment begins, borrowers must receive a 30-day notice explaining the department's intention to garnish wages, the nature and amount of the debt, and their rights to inspect records and object to the garnishment. You also have the right to request a hearing to challenge the garnishment based on various grounds, including financial hardship. If you request a hearing within 30 days of the date of the notice, the garnishment is postponed until the hearing is completed. Entering rehabilitation for your defaulted student loans will also prevent garnishment, and so will submitting a consolidation application. So if you're in default on your federal student loans, a wage garnishment won't just appear on your paycheck. There's a process, and that process can take some time that you can use to take action to prevent the AWG from starting in the first place. Need help with your federal student loans, your private student loans, or any debt whatsoever? As always, you know where to find me.
I'm not paying back my student loans. I do not care. Oh, but what about your credit score? What am I going to do with a good credit score? Buy a house on starvation wages? Buy a car I can't afford to insure? I'm not paying them back. I don't give a shit about my credit score. Oh, they're going to garnish your wages. Most of us are underemployed. If they start taking additional money out of my paycheck, I just won't work. My life will not get worse. I'm not going to have the money anyway, so you can't garnish what isn't there. I grew up in a far-right, conservative, hardcore Republican family, and since like kindergarten, I have been conditioned to believe that if I did not go to college, I would not be successful. I was told that if I locked in, got great grades in high school, got into college, focused, and got my degree, that I would have a life similar to the life my parents had, where my dad worked one job for like 35 years, was able to buy a house and go on vacation and support his family. That doesn't exist anymore. There's no jobs out there with pension plans. There's no jobs out there that let people my age just like buy a house. So what was all that work for? Generations of Americans have been told that if they went to college and they did the right thing, took out these loans, that it would be worth it. And most of us are finding out it's not even remotely close to worth it. You're telling me these millionaires and billionaires were able to get these PPE loans forgiven that they took out during the pandemic for millions of dollars, but I have 30 grand in college debt left and I'm refusing to pay it back, and now I'm the problem?
I'm not paying my student loans. The government keeps threatening all these things they're going to do to people if they don't pay their student loans. I don't think they realize we don't care. We don't have enough to care. We don't care about credit scores anymore. We don't care if you siphon our paychecks. We're just going to quit and move on to the next company because that company was probably going to fire us anyway. People don't stay at jobs like they used to. People aren't locked in to a job they have to stay at for 35 years because they're getting a pension and great benefits. Those things don't happen anymore. So if you threaten to siphon people's paychecks, they're just going to quit and go to another company because that company was probably going to go bankrupt anyway and fire everybody in the next couple months. This is going to be so much work for the government to siphon paychecks, and it's not going to get them enough money. They're going to end up losing money because they're going to have to hire thousands of people to try and get this money from people that don't have it. They're going to end up spending more money than they get in the long run. So these empty threats that they're giving us, they aren't scaring us. If the government's watching, it doesn't scare us. We don't have enough for that to scare us. So I won't pay the hospital then if you take my student loans out of my check. It's one or the other. We pay our health care and our medical bills, or we pay our student loan bills or our credit cards or our loans. Like, we can't pay it all. We're not making enough to pay it all. We're not sitting back and living in mansions, going on 20 vacations a year like the billionaires and saying, I don't want to pay my student loans. That's not it. We literally can barely afford life. We're just choosing which bills to pay. And the student loan one was taken off of the plate. I have less. Back when I was paying my student loans and the economy was a little better, I had more money back then, even with paying the student loans. I have less money now, and you want to take the student loans on top of it. I can't even be nervous about it because I can't afford it. I don't know what you're going to take from me, but whatever you take, that means I'm not going to pay something else because I don't have that kind of money. My job just doesn't pay that. It just doesn't.
And the bottom of my casket will have a file cabinet for all these student loans to rest in heavenly peace. That's how much I owe in student loans. How much money I owe in student loans. Now let me provide you with some additional information, since I know that this video is going to go viral because people are cruel and a lot of people are going to be ready to attack me in the comments and judge me and do whatever they got to do to feel good about themselves. I am a proud 25-year-old with over $100,000 in student loan debt. I went to school. I got a free associate degree through the early college program. I then furthered my education and got 2 additional degrees. I have a bachelor's degree in entrepreneurship with a minor in management, and I have a master's degree in organizational leadership. But one thing America doesn't know about me is that I have 1 additional degree that's not on file and it's not in the records anywhere, and that's a law degree. At any given point, I'm prepared to take the stand and explain why I cannot afford to pay a dime on them student loans. Baby, you ain't never seen a sharp, undegreed attorney like me ever in your life. It's my time to shine.
I need someone to tell me more about this income-driven repayment plan being suspended on May 5th. Because whoever is making these decisions clearly does not care about American people or citizens at all. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have to repay our loans as students who took out the loans. Yes, we took out the loans. We should repay them monetarily, by service, some way. What people are complaining about is the inequity in banks being bailed out, but not citizens. The inequity of the fact that, how about I overpaid my loans and I'm still waiting for a refund that they gave me documentation that they owe me of 3 years later. The inequity of people trying to pay off their loans and trying to set up a plan, but not being able to get through with a phone call or an email indefinitely. The inequity of only taking out $20,000 in loans, but actually owing $60,000. So if people on an income-driven repayment plan, which is supposed to help alleviate the cost so that you can actually still live, buy groceries, pay your rent, but people are going into default because even that's too much in this economy. And now you're taking that away, which increases the price owed from like $200 a month to some people $1,000 or $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month is a paycheck. It is an entire paycheck. For me, I know that it's more than a paycheck for a lot of people. The government doing this, whether it's a manufactured crisis or not, is literally saying a big F you to over 5 million Americans. We want you homeless and dependent on us. Honestly, the next step is probably debtor's prison. Can't pay your school loans? Go to jail. Shocker, with prison being a money-making system, who's getting rich off that? They gotta fill the beds somehow.
That's a video, guys. So I'm just are here to share my choices, like what I think about government taking a paycheck to pay student loans. Okay, this is not just some rare occurrence. It's happening more and more often, especially as a student loan repayments resume and borrowers are struggling to catch up with this. Imagine working every week, already battling rising rent, inflation in the grocery store, and utilities goes through the roof. Once you realize that your paycheck is mysteriously smaller, your check you check your pay tab and boom, there's it, a portion gone. And not because of taxes, not because of insurance, but because you couldn't keep up with the student loan payments. Now let's be honest. For many people, student loans were not taken out for luxury, they were taken out for survival, for opportunity, for a shot of better life. Courage was a market marked as a golden ticket. You were told education was the key to success, and yet here you are, trying to make ends meet with the same education, struggling are you into deeper financial distress. Some people are working 2 or 3 jobs and still not enough. Others are barely able to pay rent or buy groceries, and then the government steps in like a landlord of your paycheck, taking what little you have left. And this is not just inconvenience, it's humiliating, okay? It's something which is not very good. And for many people, it feels like a punishment for trying to better yourself. Let's talk about how this affects people mentally and emotionally. It's not just about the money, it's about the pressure, it's about the consistent feeling like you're falling behind life while doing everything you can to stay afloat. It's waking up early, clocking in, working overtime only to get a check that barely lets you breathe. It's watching your dreams shrink because of a decision you made years ago, often as a teenager, with no full understanding of how heavy the burden would be. And what's worse is that many borrowers never missed a payment on purpose. They had job losses, medical issues, family emergencies. Instead of companionship, the system hits them with a gun and garnishments, okay? Like it's just business. Like it doesn't affect real people with real struggles. And let's not forget who this impact the most. It's often people of color, first generation college students, and working class folks who didn't have financial safety nets to begin with. These are the people who were taught college would lift them out of poverty, only to find themselves deeper in debt and trapped in a circle of repayment. And when wages garnishment start, it's not just about losing income, it's about losing control. It's about losing trust in a system that claims to care about your future. Now that system is like acting like a corrector, not a helper. And what message does that send to young people watching from the sidelines? That education is not empowerment, it's a financial trap. People are scared and they should be, because wage garnishment doesn't come with a friendly warning. It does not knock on your door and ask politely. It just shows up, and when it does, it can ruin your budget, it can put you behind your other bills, it can get you evicted or keep you from affording medication. It can destroy your credit, and the worst part, you can't just stop it easily. There are hoops, there are processes, and many people don't even know where to start from. They feel overwhelmed, alone, and stuck. And all of this is happening in a country that claims to value high education, where the reward is date correctors coming for you for your paycheck every time. We need to start calling this what it is, a financial crisis, a silent one. It doesn't make headlines every day. It does not get the attention that it deserves, but it's destroying lives behind the scenes. It's quietly suffocating people. And those are debating student loans forgiveness like it's a political game. Real people are being garnished. Real people are choosing between food and rent because of a diploma. And the truth is, if the system is truly about helping people grow, it shouldn't punish them for being broke. It shouldn't take away their ability to survive in the name of debt collection. This is not just a student loan issue anymore. This is a human rights issue. This is a mental health issue. This is about how we treat people who are trying to do the right thing. Because how can someone move forward in life if every step they take, the government is reaching into their pockets? How can you plan a future, start a family, buy a house, or even think about retirement when you're still paying off something that was supposed to help you get in the first place? We need policy changes. We need conversations. We need empathy. But most of all, we need to protect people from being financially strangled because they wanted an education. Wages garnishment is not a solution, it's a punishment. And if we don't speak up, it's only going to get worse every day. So, you guys, a lot of people have been, you know, it's going crazy. It's going down. People be coming on TikTok crying, showing how much $100,000 are owning the government. Okay, because of the student loan. And people now, because they're working and everything is going like they're managing to pay rent, now you're coming back and you want to take the loan. And the sad part of this is they are not they're going to go to employer and they'll be getting money direct from the employer. Imagine that. Imagine how is it going to be? Are you going to manage this? People are out of ways. They don't even know what to do right now because like it's getting out of hand. What can you do if you put yourself in those shoes? You got this loan and you hope that when I get a diploma I'll get employed and I'll be doing fine and I'll be paying back. And because most of the people that are complaining here on TikTok saying um they made these decisions when they were very young. They didn't think of the future. Like it was just there and then I need to get this loan so that I better my future, become a better person, you know. They had hopes that they're going to get money, but what is happening right now? People are in danger. Let me tell you, because once they start getting that money from the employer, are you going to manage to pay your rent? Are you going to manage to buy groceries for a month? Are you managing to eat every day? Like the struggle. Are you going to have gas in your car? How are you going to survive this? Like people feel like this is like a really big punishment. Okay, yeah, because oh my god, like I don't know how to picture this, but a lot of people that going like crazy. And some of the people they just came out like me, I'm not going to pay because I'm not caring about the scores. I'm not caring about the wages what anymore. Me myself, I'm not going to pay because how am I going to pay all this money? It's going crazy. Like I don't I feel pity for those people who have really the student loans because oh my god, what can you do as a person? What more can you do? Okay. It's really hard. It's a very hard moment. And people are now becoming so afraid. People are already working a lot of jobs. People are working 3 jobs to survive, 2 jobs to survive. Now this is happening. The same money they're making, they're going to be getting it before they even in before the money is even in the bank account. They already have it because it will be crazy, guys. It will be crazy. I know, and people are not ready for this because it's too much, like very much. So I don't know, you guys. Is anyone having a student loan? How is it going for you? Okay, are you managing to pay? How much have you remained with? Because I know a lot of people are struggling right now. They don't even know what to do. Like guys, it's so much crazy and we don't know what is going to happen because this system like it's very tight for people and people are like that they've lost hope. Okay, they've lost hope in this system and people like they've stopped saying it. So this is the country they wished to live and a lot of people are coming out from this country because life has become so much difficult. Every day it's becoming tighter and tighter. Okay. So some people come out on TikTok and tell those who have student loans, like, you guys, you got this loan. So you are supposed to pay for it because you wanted to get them. Okay. So if you sign the paper, start paying the loan. Stop complaining. But you don't have to shut other people's mouths for you to, you just have to let people say what they think. It's very important for them because they're going through different some are depressed, some they're stressed. So just let them talk what they feel like. It's okay. Everyone has the right to speech. Like let the people talk. If they feel like it's too much, it's too much. Okay. At least they should find a reliable thing which everyone is gonna be comfortable, and so that everyone is able like to pay. Okay, and some people will come out and say, I'm going to finish this loan in 2049. Imagine how long is that? Hmm? You're still paying loan every month into all these years. I'll put the videos together so that you guys you watch, and I know you've enjoyed this video. Kindly leave the comment in the comment section so that we see each other. Until next time, bye bye.